Niger State. Niger State had the local government election on Saturday. Before the election on Friday, there was peace accord that was signed. But guess what? On the day of the election, there was violence. So this peace accord will normally sign before election. What is the import? What is the has it been able to have effect on the management of violence during our elections?
I think we are talking about peace accord, and there's no doubt many Nigerians have come across the word peace accord. It started in 2015. That was the first time we had a peace accord signing between President Goodluck Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari, at that point who was the candidate of APC and other candidates during the 2015 general election. And we know what really precipitated this peace accord of a thing was the rhetorics during the campaigns and so many statements that were insightful, that were made by proponents and opposition as it were then, and those who felt that if this election was rigged, baboons and monkeys will soak in blood. If this election was rigged, we are going to set up a parallel government. If this and that. So there were a lot of rhetorics. And in fact, the United States of America and other world bodies predicted that Nigeria would disintegrate in 2015. The tension was so high. And that was where this peace of accord of a thing started. And it was something that Abdul Salam Abubakar, the former head of state, who had power over to Obasanjo in 1999, and Martin the Kuka. So remember, Kuka was the secretary to Operative Panel in 1999 when there was an effort to reconcile different regions in Nigeria by Obasanjo administration. So Bishop Kuka and Abdul Salam Abubakar took it upon themselves before it was internalized and domesticated with the National Peace Commission. So since then we have had the tradition of peace accord before any election from 2015. I recall that Ghana started their own in 2016. And I also recall that Kenya started their own in 2013. But you don't have things like this in the United States of America, in UK, or in Canada, or in Austria, or in Germany. There is nothing like peace accord in these countries because they have a strong institution, independent judiciary, and also executive institutions that ensure that laws are enforced, electoral laws are enforced. We saw how what played out between different presidential candidates in the United States of America, and people say that it was the peace accord signed in 2015 prior to the 2015 general election that made Jonathan to concede peacefully even before the final results were to be announced. We saw how he conceded, and some said even before that election there had been importations of Malians, Libyans, and many of them from different countries to invade Nigeria if their preferred candidate was not pronounced the winner of the contest. That these people had infiltrated Nigeria. And some have also laid credence that why we have insecurity the way we have it, that these people we imported, armed them with talks, they have not been unarmed and deported as they were imported. We saw what happened. Yes, Jega declared Muhammadu Buhari winner of that contest, and the whole thing became a history. So going by peace accord, yes, you said it's not legally, nobody's legally bound. It has no legal binding. It's just a moral thing. Just like I said earlier on, it has been internalized and domesticated with the National Peace Committee, NPC, a non-governmental body, not established by any law or constitutional provision.
So what you mean to say is that a contestant can decide not to sign this peace accord? What you mean to say is that a contestant can decide not to sign it?
Of course.
And nothing happens?
Nothing happens.
Or even after signing, goes ahead to break it, nothing happens.
They have been breaking it. I'm going to come to that. The National Peace Committee is a non-governmental organization chaired by Abdul Salami Abubakar.